Hey everybody, it's Kneecap here, and welcome to This Week in WoW for the week of October 19th. As always, we'll start off with the Mythic Plus affixes for the week. This week we have Fortified, Bolstering, Quaking, and Tormented. Again, that's Fortified, Bolstering, Quaking, and Tormented. The Fortified Bolstering stack is always something a bit loathed by the community, understandably so. Bolstering in general isn't liked, but especially with Fortified, it really makes doing big pulls a lot harder. You definitely have to kill things extremely evenly. Quaking, on the plus side, is one of the easier ones to deal with, but bolstering is one of the least liked, and mixed with fortified makes it kind of a bit worse. So, yeah, not going to be the favorite week for especially pushing people. Bolstering is annoying on doing your weekly keys, but it's honestly not that bad. But for anything pushing into high levels, yeah, it can be a bit rough. Let's go ahead and talk about what else is going on this week. We do have the PvP Brawl. Arathi Blizzard is actually a pretty decent one. Again, PvP Brawls all are like a main thing of this expansion. I imagine so they can make new battlegrounds and stuff. That's what the PvP devs have talked about before. We also have Pandaria Timewalking. There's a huge push with this Legion Timewalking that's going to be coming out to get Timewalking to be more of a mainstay in the game. I'd be fine with that if they added more rewards to it and made it a little bit more streamlined than what it is now. Pandaria Timewalking in particular is one of my least favorite because I really did not like the Pandaria dungeons. But that'll be going on this week as well. There is rewards to get from it, obviously. If you haven't got all the rewards throughout the years, you can go get the rewards from the badges or whatever you get, the time warped badges or whatever they're called. So that is available as well. Other than that, we do have Hallow's End, which started yesterday. This is one of the best holidays in the game, probably. You can go do there's daily quests to do. It's really good for alts or new. It's really good for new players, but it's really good for alts and stuff. But there's like the daily quests you can do. The obviously like the meta achievement thing you can do. Obviously you can queue for the Headless Horseman, try to get the mount and stuff like that. I already have the mount, so I won't be like queuing this one constantly like I have some of the other ones trying to get it. I don't know if I ever mentioned it, but I did get the Brewfest Ram this year. So I already had the Kodo from a long time ago, and I got the Ram. So I am ticking off these mounts very slowly from the holidays. But you can queue for all that kind of stuff. Here's a little thing for you. If you have, and not everybody's going to be able to do this or have this situation, but if you have, first of all, if you have two accounts and two computers, that makes it perfect, but you don't have to have that. The main thing you have to have is either a child or maybe a niece or nephew or something like that, depending on your situation. And Hallow's End is actually a really fun holiday for them as long as they can use a computer or whatever. I have a 4-year-old, and I know he thinks it's great to go to the different inns and do the trick or treat thing with the pumpkin, try on all the different masks, do the costumes and stuff like that. He thinks it's so fun and so hilarious. And I imagine other small children would probably think similar, and there'll be a certain age cutoff where they think it's dumb or something, I'm sure. But young children that can use a computer and stuff, like have some computer literacy, think it's quite fun, and honestly it's very rewarding, as the adult too, just watching them have so much fun with something. So obviously you can have fun with it yourself as well, if you just have never done it before. And like I said, it's really good for alts because you can just go to all the trick-or-treats and get a little bit of free experience, and it's just kind of a activity to do. It doesn't take too much time to do either, so that's just something to do. It's one of my favorite holidays, like I said. In game, I'm not a huge Halloween person in real life, but in game, I actually really enjoy this holiday a lot. Other than that, we've been progging on our Mythic Sylvanas, getting into Phase 2 now, into the intermission. So Phase 1 is getting better and better and better as we sneak into Phase 2. And so hopefully we'll be having, clean Phase 1s nearly every pull, learn Phase 2 all the way through, and then start the real prog on Phase 3, which is the only phase that matters. So still, thinking 2-3 weeks out, whatever, until we finally get it down and get the whole fight scene. But you never know. You could have a huge night of prog. Like we could have a random, like this, tonight, we could have a random huge night of prog and get Phase 2 figured out already and already start progging Phase 3, in which case, the kill will not be, weeks and weeks after that. So that'll be cool. And, could have cutting edge here anytime. Probably not this week, but pretty much anytime. And I'm actually looking forward to the reclears as well this time, because there's enough of the patch left still that it's actually worth doing. So that's where I'm at personally. Other than that, like I've been saying, I've been trying to work on alts a little bit. I really didn't do much this past week, but trying to work on alts to be prepared for the Mage Tower, to try to get all the Mage Tower different events done for the meta amount from that, the Spell Tome. So I've been working on that a lot as well, or trying to work on that this past week. Like I said, I didn't really get to that, but that's something to do in game as well. Is kind of like prepping for that Mage Tower to come out. So no news on the patch yet. Like I said, I was predicting either next week or all the way through probably November 16th for the patch. I don't know if that's going to happen. I still think it will happen before the holidays. If it doesn't happen before the holidays, that's really not good for the prospects of 9.2. If it doesn't happen until after the holidays, I'd have to imagine 9.2 will be the last patch for sure, because that's just so far behind. And they take a lot of time off for the holidays, like I always try to mention to people. So hopefully I'm hoping maybe next week we get like a roundabout date of when the patch will be, or sometime this week. And then hopefully it can be almost ready to come out sometime in November. So yeah, that's about it. So as always, I do ask you to please subscribe to the channel. It helps me out so much. And other than that, everybody have a good one.